All right, let's call Judge Margaret Casey Rodgers. It's January the 19th.
You've reached the chambers of Chief Judge Casey Rodgers of the United States District Court for the Northern District of Florida. We're not available to take your call at this time, but if you'd care to leave a message, we will return your call just as quickly as possible. Thank you.
Record your message at the tone. When you're finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hello, Judge Margaret Casey Rodgers. My name is Rudy Davis. I live in Texas, and I'm a friend of Dr. Kent Hovind. You're going to be trying a trial for him, I think, February the 9th. It's my strong opinion that you should recuse yourself of that trial. I've been investigating some previous cases by yourself, and it's apparent that you have a very strong anti-Christian bias. And I would like to communicate with you more so than just this voicemail, because I know it's going to cut me off soon. But my phone number is 214-612-8030, and my intention, ma'am, is to get you to seriously consider that your own anti-Christian bias, you should recuse yourself from the upcoming trial of Dr. Kent Hovind. I've recently been reading an article where you gave some sort of ruling against a school official saying a blessing over some food. And if I could just read to you a part of that article, it says, 2 educators are being tried in federal district court in Pensacola for breaching the conditions of a lawsuit settlement reached last year with the American Civil Libertieos Union. The ACLU sued Santa Rosa County School District a year ago on behalf of 2 students who claimed that some teachers and administrators were allowing prayers at school events, orchestrating separate religiously themed graduation services, and proselytizing students during class and after school. In January, the school district settled out of court with the ACLU, agreeing to several conditions, including the barring of school employees from promoting or sponsoring prayers during school-sponsored events. The ACLU complained to U.S. District Judge Margaret Casey Rodgers after Mr. Lay asked Mr. Freeman to offer mealtime prayers at a January 28th lunch for school employees and Booster Club members who had helped with a school fieldhouse project. The judge issued a contempt order for the 2 men. Mr. Miller criticized the order, saying the federal judge has gone well outside the bounds of the Constitution to declare that prayer offered among adults is illegal. There was 0 student participation at the event, he said. That the court would somehow consider this action to be criminal behavior is simply unconscionable. The judge's injunction tramples upon the First Amendment rights of a specific group of people, Mr. Miller added, denying them equal protection that is provided under the Constitution that we believe in. I have some questions for you, Mrs. Margaret Casey Rodgers. Do you consider your obvious anti-Christian bias reason enough to recuse yourself from the upcoming Kent Hovind trial? I certainly do. I hear that the government has spent over $250,000 for Kent's new mail fraud charges and his new trial in attempts to convict this man and put him in prison for the remainder of his life. Do you think that is a good use of expenditure of the government money? Number 3, are you proud of your prior rulings in the Kent Hovind situation? And are you proud of your sentencing where you stacked the structuring charges against Dr. Hovind so that you can keep him separated from his ministry and his family for the previous 8 years? Do you get a feeling of satisfaction knowing that you have imprisoned a godly man who is making a great deal of headway in exposing the lies of evolution? So when you see Kent Hovind in an orange jumpsuit and in behind bars, unable to perform his ministerial duties and separated from his family, do you get a great amount of glee and satisfaction knowing that you have sentenced and stacked structuring charges that has kept him separated from his family for 8 years? My last question to you, Judge Margaret Casey Rodgers, is do you think you will hang your head high on Judgment Day, knowing the way that you've treated Dr. Kent Hovind? And do you feel that you have been fair and equitable in dealing out sentencing guidelines against this good, godly Christian man, knowing that people like Al Sharpton, who owes the government well over $4.5 million, has visited the White House over 80 times, and yet nothing is ever done about him. Matter of fact, he's lifted up as a hero of our society. See, there are, regardless of what happens in this physical life, there is a God, and there will come a day when all men and women will be held accountable for the actions that they've done.
We're approaching the maximum length for a recording. Finish your recording after the tone.
Yeah, I'm very concerned, and we are watching your activities in this new Kent Hovind trial and the obvious apparent injustice that is being applied to him in attempts to keep him in jail for the rest of his life, which is a complete target of a Christian.
You have reached the maximum length for a recording. To send this message, press pound or your message has been sent. If you would like to try an extension, you may...
All right. Well, I did the best in the time that I have. I don't think I have an email address for her. Her phone number is, shoot, I had it on my screen. It's 850-435-8448. This is the same judge that ruled against school officials saying a blessing over the food. All you got to do is look up Judge Margaret Casey Rodgers lay case or prayer in school case. She has an obvious anti-Christian bias. She's obviously a minion of the devil who is working to silence Kent Hovind. And I pray that we all call her and let her know that people are watching her and will be paying attention to her actions in the upcoming case. Absolutely insane, the world that we live in, and that we've allowed evil, wicked witches like this to rule over good, godly men like Kent Hovind. At least we should say something about it.